Additionally, we'll be voting on S 1884, the Holocaust Expropriation Art Recovery Act of 2025. That goes by the acronym of HERE. Before turning to the agenda, give an update on Arctic frost investigation. Last week, Senator Johnson and I made public 197 Jack Smith subpoenas consisting of almost 2,000 pages of records. These records show that the Biden DOJ and FBI expanded Arctic frost to target over 430 Republican groups and individuals. This included Republican members of Congress and some of our colleagues on this very committee. To date, we've learned Jack Smith subpoenaed the phone records of at least 13 members of Congress, including 11 senators. I expect there may be more come public. Judge Boasberg issued non-disclosure orders that hid these subpoenas and are subject to my investigation. I'll have more to share that on a later date. Starting in January, Senator Johnson and I have made public thousands of pages of records. Most of the records are from whistleblowers. And obviously, when you get records that way, they aren't overly redacted, like most of the stuff you get through the official channels. What we've shown is that Arctic frost was a runaway train. I've heard some say that we haven't done anything regarding Arctic frost. That's pretty unbelievable, since no one would even know what went on without Johnson and the Grassley oversight. And our oversight has led to accountability. The FBI unit started Arctic frost has been now dismantled. Many agents who were part of the investigation have been fired, and deservedly so. Accountability measures are still ongoing. Our oversight continues, and I have more to share with my colleagues as I obtain more records. But it's important that the Department of Justice produce records at a rate and volume of my whistleblowers. Obviously, we don't want redactions. And I want to share that I expect that oversight work not only to apply to Arctic frost, but questions that both Republicans and Democrats have submitted to DOJ and other areas. Turning to our agenda, we're voting on Thomas Ferguson, U.S. Attorney, Western District, North Carolina. He's a highly qualified nominee who has earned numerous awards during his career. He worked as a special assistant U.S. attorney in D.C., where he prosecuted an array of drug crimes. He's also spent more than a dozen years in private practice, litigating white-collar defense and civil disputes. I'm confident that Mr. Ferguson will do a good job as a new U.S. attorney. Turning to the HERE Act of 2025, I want to thank Senator Cornyn and Blumenthal, working in a bipartisan way, for introducing this bill, which is co-sponsored by a number of members of this committee, including this senator. This legislation builds upon our work on the original HERE Act of the 114th Congress. In June of 2016, the Judiciary Committee held a hearing on the importance of reuniting Holocaust victims with their lost art, which amounts to stolen heritage. At the end of 2016, the HERE Act cleared this committee and the Senate for voice votes. As I said at that hearing in 2016, quote, "The bottom line is this: we need to fulfill our commitment to make sure that this artwork is returned to its rightful owners. End of my quote. The HERE Act of 2025 will do just that. It'll help ensure Holocaust victims and their families can have their day in court. The bill will reiterate Congress's intent that these folks should have their cases adjudicated based upon merits and facts of their case. I look forward to seeing strong bipartisan support for this bill this morning. And now to Ranking Member Durbin.